Good evening. I am Reverend Sherman D. Manning. I am the proud pastor of the Yes We Can Worship Center. Yes We Can Worship Center is located at 5857 South Central Avenue.
Turn right onto Edge Hill Drive.
180 in Los Angeles, California. Let us enjoy these last 3.5 weeks of this podcast because after that I'm going to shut down the podcast for good. And I did it one time for about 5 months, and I tried it. I came back again, and have been back now for 2 months. And I have elected. I'm gonna just y'all know how I am, right? I'm just real candid. So let me just get to the point. It costs me $50 a month to do the podcast. I have a brand new church, Yes We Can Worship Center in Los Angeles, and I am, when you start a church, if anybody knows anything about it. It is a difficult task. It is a difficult task. But if God has given you this work to do, then you got to do this work for God. And you got to do whatever is necessary. And you got to do it the way God tells you to do it. So God told me to start Yes We Can Worship Center. And if I'm going to be quite frank with you, I've been pouring all of my money into it. When you start a church with no members, zero, zilch, you started from scratch. And I always tell people, if I start a church in Atlanta, Georgia, which is my hometown, then I'm going to have 10, 15 members to begin with. I'm going to have 10 or 15 people attending it from day one. And that is because that is my home. And I got enough family members to have 10 or 15 people at the first service. I got enough friends, people who know me and love me and grew up with me, to have 10 or 15 people at the first service. But when you start a church in a city where you're a transplant, and you haven't been there very long, and don't nobody know you, as they will say, then you might have your first service with 0 people there and 0 support there. But if God has birthed that thing and you and given it to you, then you got to keep doing it, and you got to do it until God gives you the increase. And so, Yes We Can Worship Center is something that I will never quit. It is the church that God has given me, and I know that as well as I know my name is Sherman. Will never quit. God is going to do with it what he wants to do with it. And I'm going to do what he told me to do. But in the meantime and in between time, when you all are not supporting, and I'm not playing a guilt trip on you, any of that, I'm just telling you the truth. When you all don't really support the podcast and you don't really do the things that I ask you to do, then it's just an extra burden on me. So I'm paying $50 a month basically for nothing, because half the time you all are not tuning in like you used to. And when I ask you to go to Amazon.com and get a copy of my book, Creating Monsters, you all have not been doing that. When I ask you to stop by Yes We Can Worship Center on Friday nights at 7 o'clock, you all, my podcast listeners, have not been doing that. I ask you to do something as simple as call 213-377-8681 and let me know you heard the podcast. You all are not doing that. I ask you to email me at shermandmanning@gmail.com and let me know you heard the podcast. You all have not done that. So the question becomes, what am I doing a podcast for? If you cannot create an audience where there is a demand for what you do, then you just have to stop doing it. And God didn't tell me to start a podcast, because if God told me to start a podcast, then I would not stop the podcast. I want to be clear about that. I'm going to do exactly what he told me to do, and I would not let anything distract me or deter me from doing that work. And so podcast was just an idea that I came up with to try to bolster and enhance our work, and to try to bring some people together around some central themes and ideas, and see if we could make something happen.
Turn right onto Normandy Avenue.
But if the people who are listening to me, and I look at the numbers and I look at where you are in Menlo Park, there's a place called Lewes, Delaware, or Lewis. It may be Lewis. I'm not sure how they pronounce that, but it's Lewes or Lewis, Delaware, and Los Angeles, etc. That's where you people are listening at. But when I ask you to do something, you don't do it. And I can't beat you over the head. I'm not going to beg you. I'm not even going to waste my time praying for you. I'm going to be quite frank with you. Somebody might say, that sounds sarcastic. I'm not really concerned about how it sounds. It's truthful. I am not. I got enough to pray for already. Can I keep it real? I got a church to pray for. I got a mission. I got a dream. I got a vision that I have to pray for. And if I can't get 5 or 10 people who are listening to a podcast to call me or email me or text message me or support the work that we're doing, then I have to do something different. So if I hadn't already paid the money for this month, I'd stop doing it now. Be quite frank with you. But since I have paid and I have 3.5 more weeks of the podcast remaining, I'm going to do those 3.5 weeks to the best of my ability. And then I'm out of here. See, you wouldn't want to be here. So if that makes you elect to tune out, then I so appreciate you and I love you and I respect you, and you can tune out. And if you decide to pray for me, go on and do that, because prayer changes things, and I'll be praying for you also. And if you don't pray for me, I'll still be all right, because it seems like you're not praying for me now, and I'm okay. And so I'm trying not to sound too sarcastic, but I have to be honest with you and tell you that you all have let me down. Keeping it real, baby. You all have let me down. I've never seen anything like this in my lifetime, where people will tune in and listen to you, and you see where they are, you see their numbers, and you say, hey, can you call my number and let me know you heard the podcast? 213-377-8681. And not a soul will call the number. It makes you start doubting yourself. It makes you start doubting the numbers. You start doubting, all kind of stuff runs through your head. Are they lying to me? Are these people really listening? Is this a scam? Is this podcast working at all? Can anybody hear this? You know that old thing, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Well, I want you all to know, and I'm going to say it one more time. The last time I gave out my number, 213-377-8681, and ask you if you were listening to the podcast to simply call me and say, Sherman, I heard you. Or text message me and say, Sherman, I heard you. Or send me an email and say, Sherman, I heard your podcast. Not one of you. Zero. Zilch. Nada. Not one person dialed my number. So if I cannot use my voice to influence one individual to dial my number, there's a problem. So this will be the last 3.5 weeks of the podcast. When those 3.5 weeks are up, I'll take my $50 and do something different. It won't be spent on a podcast that does not seem to be working. In the meantime and in between time, this is a great country. I don't know how you all feel about it, but I love America. I used to say that America's our land. America's God's country. America has been blessed, and God bless America. This is our land. I love this country. Y'all get on my nerves sometime. The country gets on my nerves sometime when we don't adequately deal with racism and knock that out the box like we should, when we don't adequately deal with a lot of the other issues that this country should have dealt with, overcome, and mastered a long time ago. It's nerve-wracking. But at the end of the day, baby girl, at the end of the day, baby boy, I love this country. And in my opinion, if my opinion matters to anybody out yonder, this is the greatest country on the face of the planet. The greatest. What about y'all? Racism and y'all. Yes, all that. That needs to be dealt with. That needs to be changed. That needs to be constantly and consistently attacked, countered, countermeasured. All of that is wrong. That needs to be fought. That needs to be dealt with on a daily basis by those of us who care. and those of us who want to make a difference, still, it is the greatest, in my lowly opinion, in my humble opinion, country on the face of the planet. And I love America. And I love Americans. And don't think that just because I'm going to stop doing the podcast and just because you all let me down and all of that, that I'm not still happy. I am happy. And now I'm happy all the day long. I'm happy, baby. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy. I wake up in the morning just glad to be alive. One more time. Just glad to be in the number. One more time, because I realize and I'm quite cognizant of the fact that somebody went to bed last evening and they did not wake up this morning to see another day. And so, y'all know this is a walking podcast, so I'm out and about right now. So, you know, noise in the background, it just means I'm out doing what I do. But God decided to wake me up, and He elected to give me another day on the planet, another chance, another shot. You understand me? Another opportunity to be in the land of the living one more time. And you think I'm not happy? You think I'm not excited? I am excited. I'm so excited I can't hardly see straight. I have been groaning in the spirit all day long. I wake up on cloud nine every time my eyes pop open and I look up and see that it's another day. I used to hear Oprah say, sometimes I wake up in the morning and I can't hardly believe it's me. Glory to God. I said, wait a minute, God, you mean to tell me you gave me another one like the other one? You shanded. I said, you gave me another one, another chance, another opportunity, another. Oh God, I just thank you. I thank you. I thank somebody say, you ain't got no challenges, girl. You done lost your mind. I got all kind of challenges. I got stuff I don't know what to do about. I got stuff I don't know what to do with. Got problems that if I were to tell you about my problems, you might end up feeling a little bit sorry for me. But I don't focus on that. I always continuously keep looking to the positive and keep looking to that which is great. And I always ask God, it's going to sound kind of crazy if you don't think about it, but I say, Lord, please don't let that which is weak in me destroy that which is great in me. I'm going to say that again. Please don't allow that which is weak in me to destroy that which is great in me, because I believe that I got some weaknesses in me, but I also believe that I have some greatnesses in me, some greatness in me. Hi. And I ask him, don't let the one destroy the other. How much? 325. 25? Let me figure out a way to continue to work that which is great and not let that which is weak destroy, outweigh, overtake that which is great. And so I don't know how you all think you feel about it, but I'm gonna keep pushing, baby. I'm gonna keep pushing. I fall down sometimes, but I'm gonna keep pushing. I get tired. Excuse me, man. I get tired sometimes, but I keep pushing. I get weak sometimes, but I keep pushing. I believe that God can make a way out of no way. I know that He's got all power in His hand. He's the King of Kings. He's the Lord of Lords. He's Yahweh, Elohim, El Shaddai. He'll make a way out of no way. I bless Him. I will bless the Lord at all times, and His praises shall continually be in my mouth. This is the day which the Lord hath made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. I bless His holy name today. And I decided that I'm just not going to turn around. I'm not going to turn back. I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to throw in the towel. No matter what happens to me, no matter how dark the road may get, no matter how hard it might be, I'll keep pushing forward. I believe that God is not through with me yet, that suffering breeds character, but character breeds faith, and in the end, faith shall not disappoint, that this too shall pass, that no matter what happens to me, no matter how difficult it might get, the road might be rough, the going might be tough, but I'm going to keep pushing forward. knowing that some kind of way, if he